Welcome guys to a brand new season on Blackburn's road to glory. The main talking point is that we achieved promotion to the Premier League last season and it's time for a rebuild. Come on! Firstly, let's see how much money the board gave us to invest into the side this year. 27 million. I'm going to show you where I spent 7 million already. Youth scouts. Where else? And youth are very important for this rebuild, and we are sending a guy back out to Turkey to find the next two guys. We have one guy already who's pretty decent, but we want to see if we can find some more of a 5-star experience, 5-star judgment scout. And I think in the Premier League we need to revamp our whole back line and find a British core. So this is how our squad is currently looking for the Premier League season. You know, I really want to give these guys a run out, even if it's just for half a season, just to pay them back for the great efforts and heroics that they showed last season in the Championship. I've opted for Buckley and Garrett in the middle of midfield because they're a bit more agile than Tronstad and Travis. And in the Premier League, if you haven't got agility and you haven't got good speed, you are going to get found out. It's a very, very, very physical league. And we're going to need players that can match. Tronstad is the slowest of the two, so I might look to move Tronstad on. Of course, we're going to keep Regan and Clements, our young strikers that came through the academy last season and impressed my eye in the Championship. Markanday, I might move him on. We have a couple youngsters that are knocking on the door for that right hand side. Riordan, probably going to move him on as well. We didn't really use him last season, and when we did use him, he ended up giving away the ball cheaply and we conceded quite a few goals. Travis, we're going to keep as a senior player in the squad, seeing as we're going to move on Tronstad. And then we have these youngsters that were out on loan last season who have developed quite well last year. And Dione, I'm thinking to bring him in place of Riordan, and he is going to be the next Christopher Samba. He has the height. How tall is he again? 6'7", guys. 6'7", and he is going to be stepping into the big boots of Christopher Samba, and we're going to try and develop him as best as possible and seeing how far we can take him. As for Markanday, who's up here as a right midfielder, so I was thinking we promote either Montenegro or Kai Lambert to the first team squad. Both of these players are pretty good, exciting youngsters that have come through the academy. We found Kai Lambert at some point during last season, and then Montenegro was actually there when we took over Blackburn Rovers, so he's one of our own. And yeah, I'm thinking to give Montenegro an opportunity this season as a backup to Dolan. Clements and Bowman, these are two young strikers, two powerful strikers I should add, that we are trying to shape in the mold of Chris Sutton and Alan Shearer. You know, Bowman was out on loan last season. Clements came through with a few clutch goals last year, and he developed really well coming in off the bench and even starting a few games. I think we're going to keep Bowman with us this year, guys, and we are going to heavily double down on both of these guys and try to get them to the best of their ability. When you look at their stats, they're already at 67 overall, and they're not too far behind Cargbo and Lennon. So give them a few more games. Who knows, they might surpass them this year. In the search for the next Brad Friedel, we found Clark, who was out on loan last year. We're actually going to promote him up to the first team too. When you look at his stats, he's already kind of on par with Toff. He has better reflexes slightly. Toff only has better diving. His diving is 60, which you know, is going to take a bit of training to get that up. But hopefully with some games we can see his development blossom this season. Just to remind you guys, Project N'Golo Kante, we are going to try and make Wade an absolute beast of a deep lying playmaker. He's a centre midfielder right now, but he was out on loan, but we're going to try and improve him all round. I think that's it for our side. I think we're looking good. We promoted some players from the youth academy, and I think that's it, guys. This is how we're looking for the new season. Another thing, I'm not 100% sure we'll keep Cantwell. He got a couple of injuries at the back end of last season that kept him out for long periods of time, and maybe he's a bit too injury prone, so we might look for a new left midfielder that's going to be ahead of young Regan here. But to confirm, we're going to get rid of Tronstad. We're going to keep Wade and Bowman with us this year and try to develop them into much more rounded players. We're going to loan out Lennon, loan out Kai Lambert, who's a very, very good prospect, very strong, pacey winger that we have, who's English. Let me know in the comments, a British or English winger that play for Blackburn Rovers. I would love to know that. And then we're going to sell all of these guys and see if we can get some funds to go into our rebuild kitty. As I was saying about Cantwell, he was already injured at the back end of last season, and he is coming back from a broken toe injury. He never came back the same after his first injury, and now he has this broken toe. I think it might be time to move him on, if I'm being honest with you guys. We can get some good money for him for sure, and we can definitely reinvest that into the squad. You know what's crazy? I was gonna sell Hayden Carter and Scott Wharton as well, but they are actually Blackburn through and through. Hayden Carter came from the Manchester City Academy before joining Blackburn, and Scott Wharton, born in Blackburn, and he's probably a club legend now at age 28, achieved promotion, current captain. Yeah, I can't get rid of these guys. These are the lifeblood of the team. We're going to be definitely looking to upgrade our centre back positions, but they're going to stay in and around the team for sure. You know, when I look at the squad again, we have those youth scouts looking for new fullback options, and I'm thinking, can we make a bit of money off Pickering and Rankin Costello? They have a year left on their contract. It won't be wise to sell them before we have new recruits, but I'm looking at them sideways. Pickering actually performed really well when he was brought in. Rankin Costello, decisions to be made. In pre-season, we're probably going to simulate the matches that we have. 610 for Bloxham. I'm not really sure what he's about. I think he's from Blackburn as well, but we can really do with the cash to rebuild our side. We've got a loan to buy here for Daidu. We're going to negotiate that. The only annoying thing about Wade's development is he's going to take 60 weeks to become a fully fledged, comfortable defensive midfielder. It is what it is, and we're here for the long term. Blackburn Rovers have increased our budget based on performances last season and the savings that we made. Board are able to increase our budget by a further £3 million. Come on, let's go. Our scouts are hard at work right now, scouring different regions to find us different players that we could potentially bring in and strengthen our side. There are already some very interesting guys here. So as we look to strengthen our defensive side, we have added these 4 players to our shortlist for our scouts to look more into. If I had to pick 2, I'll probably pick Bar and Masteras. They look like right talents for the side, and they're both age 20, so they would definitely be with us for the long term. Like, it's interesting, Cogbo came to me and he said, boss, there's this young guy at Man City. He just joined in January. I'm not sure if you can bring him in, but he has a lot of talent, and I think he can take us to the next level. Man City doesn't seem to be keen on renewing his contract. He only has 11 months left, so he could potentially be a cheap option for us to bring in, but let's see what the scout says. And from a left midfield position, as we look to replace the injury-prone Todd Cantwell, Adrian Blake looks like an interesting prospect for sure. He's currently at Utrecht in Holland, and he's English. He knows the game, he knows the sport, and I'm sure he will snap our hand off at the opportunity to play in the Premier League. Look, he's already nodding. First player to leave the squad this summer is Connor O'Riordan. We wish you all the best as you go to Gil Vicente. Guys, we have a bunch of youth players as well. Some of them are age 17, and we have one that's already 18. And you know what? You know they're going to start moaning at some point in the season, especially the 18-year-old. And I think we should probably promote these guys and give them loan deals. But look at this, guys. Sankara, Robert Sankara, he has all 7 play styles, age 15, and I think he's the centre back. Lots of potential with this guy, lots of potential. But yeah, we're gonna give a scholarship to all of these guys, and might leave the goalkeeper in there for now, just so that we can play the youth academy matches, and then we're gonna loan them out. And Musa Kamjo has the potential to be something special. You know, at 5'9", he's definitely not in the mold of Christopher Samba, but he has good defensive stats, and we're going to loan him out this year and see how he develops. But he has potential to be special. He has potential to be special, so it's going to be interesting to see how much he actually does develop. Hopefully we can keep a hold of him if he turns into something great, because I know the big clubs will definitely be circling. And the board are very happy with what we're doing with our youth academy, as we sign 3 players younger than 20 with potential greater than the players currently in the same position. Interesting. We say goodbye to another youngster as day 2 goes to Hull City. Oh, Hull, we might circle the block for one of your players. Tom Bloxman also goes to Sepski. I don't even know how to say that. Markanday goes to Watford for 1.75. This Mastoris guy, he looks like a very interesting prospect indeed. Look at the pace. Very physical. Very physical player. I think he'll be a great addition. We just have to wait 11 more days and then we can see all of his stats. Let's see if we can be a bit cheeky and get 2.8 for Tronstad. It's a bit cheeky, but let's see what happens. 2.4, so they added 2 million. The tension bar went up a little bit. 2.6. Shake my hand and get out of my office, bro. Come on, 2.6. 2.6. Wow. Final offer at 2.4. Oh, we're gonna play it fine. We are gonna play it fine. We're gonna play it fine. 2.5. Sometimes negotiate for your players, man. Wow. Oh, man. Wow, you can get out with your bald head. You know, I had to reject an offer from, Al Nassr for young. You know, I had to reject an offer from Al Nassr from, I had to reject an offer for, I rejected an offer from Al Nassr for Musa Kamjo because I mean, like, he's one of our brightest prospects and we don't want to send him to the Middle East to play. I mean, come on. So we have a decent offer now that's coming from Southampton and I think we're going to accept this one. Let's try this again with Tronstad. We want 2.6 for Tronstad. Come on, man. We're going to aim at 2.7 and see what happens because you aim at 2.6 and they come down. 2.35. Alright, 2.5 and I'll snap your hand off. 2.5, mate. Wow, 2.4 is the most they want to go to for Tronstad. You know what? We're going to accept it. Can't be bothered. Let him go. Kai Lambert is going to go out on loan to Genoa for 12 months. Good loan for him. We say goodbye to Toth also for 640k. And we say goodbye to the hottest prospect in our academy who had the potential to be something special, who has the potential to be something special. And he is gone for the next 12 months to Southampton. We have good squad depth apparently and the assistant manager has seen something special in Joseph Ndioni. Let's see if we can get it out. Seeing as we're going to simulate these matches and I am really not keen on taking the highest paying international cup only because I want our form to be good. So we're actually going to go into the Beats Cup. Sunderland have come in for Cargbo. They have some nerve. We just got into the Premier League. Why would he want to go back down to the Championship? Back down to the ghetto. Come on, man. We say goodbye to another player who was negotiated. We say goodbye to Leo Duro for 1.1 million and Dennis Oshkan goes to Swansea City for 12 months. I mean, currently the squad lacks quality in the centre defensive midfield position, but we are looking to strengthen that, as you already know. Guys, we are getting no traction whatsoever for Tronstad. He's on the transfer list and nobody wants him. That speaks volumes. This is how our team is looking anyways. We're looking for a new left midfielder for the injury prone Cantwell, and then also from a defensive midfield position we just need a bit more depth, even though we are trading Wade to play there and we have Travis. In a way that's 4 players which should be able to deputise, but I mean if we find an absolute showstopper then we can probably sell Travis, if I'm being honest with you. Tronstad has finally left for 2.4 million to Basel. Must be an A. Come on. So the scouting report has come in for Bar and he looks like a very good player that we could potentially bring in. The only thing that's turning me off with him is his agility at 47. 47 agility in the Premier League, that is not the best if I'm being honest with you guys. What we are going to do though, we are going to bring Adrian Blake back home to England. Wow, they don't want to sell. What's his release clause? 4.6 million. Listen, that's exactly what we're going to do. They're going to hate us for that. We are going to directly negotiate with his wages. Adrian, nice to meet you. Take a seat, take a seat. Hopefully we can strike a conclusion today and bring you back home. He actually started his career in Watford. Unlike Utrecht, we're going to disregard his release clause. And Adrian Blake is going to join Rovers and take over from the injury-prone Todd Cantwell, as you guys already know. And Blake joins. And he is a very pacey winger on the left-hand side of the midfield. He's going to bring a lot of direct play to the side, a lot of speed. He takes the number 7 shirt. Obviously it's pre-season, so anything can change, but we are happy to see him part of the squad. Welcome, Blake. Boys, I think we have found our combative centre defensive midfield that can add a lot of pace to the middle of our midfield, a lot of power there, and he also has good passing, decent passing I should say, and good tackling. Yeah, we're going to take a punt on him and see how he does for us. We actually scouted him and the scouts say that we can get him for like 3.4 million, so he might be running down his contract, to be fair. So we're going to offer 3.5. Yeah, it didn't go up that much at all. Yeah, they really want to get rid of him. And look at how the tension bar didn't even go up. Wow. We're going to play hardball. We are going to play hardball. And we are going to stay on 3.5 and see what happens. They accepted it. Wow, sometimes play hardball. Wow, 100,000 less than his valuation, and that is the benefit of scouting. He's currently on a 4.7 contract. We're definitely going to bring that up to about 15. At 15.5k, I think this is a very shrewd signing. And guys, we're bolstering the side. We're bolstering the side with quality. Very industrious centre midfielder about to join the side, and I'm hoping he can really add to the physical side of our game that's desperately needed in the Premier League. Welcome to the side. And Masteros joins for 3.5 million. That's very, very shrewd. What's the price saying? So this is how our side is looking right now. Blake comes in on the left hand side. Masteras also comes in as a partner to Buckley in the middle of the midfield, and I'm really liking how we're shaping up. When you look at our bench, we have Ndione, the next Christopher Samba coming up. Then when you look at our bench, we have Christopher Sambas. And when you look at our bench, we have Ndione, who's the next Christopher Samba. And when you look at our bench, we have Ndione on the bench. We have Montenegro, Regan on the left-hand side, who idolized Damien Duff. Ndione, who idolized Christopher Samba, as you know. And we have Clements, who idolized Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton. Then when you look at the reserves, we have Bowman, who also idolized Shearer and Sutton. Wade, who we are training to be the next N'Golo Kante beast type player. And we literally just need 3 more loan deals to go through for Mendy, Bullock, and possibly Lennon as well. And then Cantwell's probably going to get moved on, if I'm being honest with you guys, because we have Regan and Blake now to cover that left hand side. You know, Cantwell's contract is also expiring in 11 months. He's injured for a further 12 months. So we're going to transfer list him and see, hopefully a player comes in for him and we can get some good money. Masteras is a great little find. Only 20, centre defensive midfielder proficiency. He plays centre back and right back. And look at his stats. He's so well rounded. He is a great find. You know, I really want to try and make him a deep line playmaker, but what we're going to do, we're going to put him as a holding midfielder for now to make him a bit more physical and also to increase his interceptions, and then we're going to move him onto the deep line playmaker. And as for Blake, we're going to keep him being trained as a winger so he can get full proficiency as a winger, and then we're going to move him onto an inside forward training plan to really double down on his finishing and attacking position. We don't need you on the shortlist anymore, Simmons, and we also don't need Billy Mitchell on the shortlist anymore. You know, I'm undecided on Barr. I'm really undecided on him. I'm not sure what we should do. And I also added Liam Delap to the scouting list. He went down with Ipswich Town and he's currently in the Championship. I'm going to see what they're asking for. He has bags of potential and I don't think he deserves to be in the Championship. Another player leaves out on loan, I presume that is. Yes, Mendy goes to Spezia for 12 months. Liam Delap has actually been approached by Osasuna, and you know, I'm caught between because we have 12 days left of the scouting report, and as you can see, 40.4 million. Yeah, that already takes us out of the running. Damn. First pre-season game, we quick simmed it and we lost against Rayo Vallecano by 3-0. It's all about fitness at this stage anyway, so we keep on moving. We say goodbye to Omer Bullet for 12 months as he goes to Cardiff City. And Bullet is really a player that we found at the back end of last season, touted to be one of the players to step into the boots of Tugay Karamoglu. In our next game, we won by 2-0. Cargo getting the first goal before Dolan wrapping it up on the 85th minute. Oh wow, Brighton and Hove bought Hoyland from Manchester United. That's a good move for him. I mean, like, he just hasn't kicked on in Man United, to be honest. He came with such a big price tag. Was it like 70 million? And in terms of outgoings, guys, that is it. That is it. Unless a bid comes in for Cantwell when he comes back from his injury spell out, I don't really see any more outgoings. This is going to be our players, Wade and Bowman in the reserves. But yeah, I think we have a nice balance here, and also a nice mix of youth players and experienced players too. It's going to be a very interesting season coming up. But we are literally tasked with just avoiding relegation. So it's going to be an interesting season. Hopefully we can survive in the Premier League. But it's all about developing the young players that we have, because I am in this for the long run for sure. Speaking of young players, we have our first round of youth scout reports from our newly refurbished youth department. Come on, let's see what we have. Wow. From England, we are going to add James Kirk to our academy, as well as Alex Whitehouse. We have Dave Forbes here from Scotland, but we're going to keep him being scouted for now. We are going to bring up Bülent Ganis. He looks like he has all the right minerals to make it at this level, but we are going to continue scouting Burak Ghazi a little bit longer. Whoa, what a first report. That is crazy. If we did this in the first season, we would have already probably had our actual players. We have already completed all the objectives that the board have set out for our youth academy. And in our final pre-season game, we draw 1-1. Cogbo opening the scoring before a late equaliser by Melogoni. We got one offer for Todd Cantwell, and it's Coventry City again. And guys, we are going to try and negotiate for a little bit more money for Todd. Let's see if we can get up to 2 million. I've come down a little bit, lads. You've come up a little bit. Let's shake on it. Nope, 1.75. We're gonna shake on this, guys. Todd Cantwell, it's been real, bro. As you guys can see, the league starts in 13 days and we start to Tottenham. That is insane. Luton Town have also come in for Todd Cantwell. That was very quick. Todd could not wait to leave. As soon as we put him on the transfer list and he got his fitness back, he was out of here. You know what? He was proven to be too injury prone, and we need consistency in the Premier League. And Todd, thanks for all the memories, and we wish you the very best in your next chapter. Where are you going to though? To Luton Town. All the best, Todd. We're going to see if we can work on Travis's agility. It's the only thing holding him back as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to put him on a wide half training plan. And we're also going to put Ndioni on a wing back training plan so that he can train his agility up too. I mean, it's the only one there that trains agility. They should make you be able to create your own specialized training plans. That would be dope. And that is all I have for you guys. What an episode. Man, oh man, what an episode. We made 2 additions in Blake and Masteras. Sent out new youth scouts. We also sold a whole bunch of players. We loaned out so many youth players as well. And I think we're looking nice. We're looking well balanced. Montenegro went up another level. It's now on 70, which is always welcomed. And yeah, I think we're looking good. I think we're looking nice and balanced. And it's going to be interesting to see how we do in the Premier League. All we have to do is not get relegated. I believe in the lads. Put in the comments down below what your predictions are for the league, because I know it's going to be a tumultuous one for sure. And in the next episode, we kick off our Premier League season. And wow, what a month it is. Tottenham Hotspurs at Ewood Park before going away to Old Trafford, welcoming Leicester City in the Carabao Cup, and then ending with Chelsea coming to Ewood Park. Thank you all for your support, likes, shares, comments, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.